I think the first time I ever met Battle, I came up to interview, and I was a resident and was coming up to work in the department for a week, and walked in his office, and there's this guy sitting in there with his feet up and his shoes off and his socks, dictating, and he treated me like he had known me for 15 years the very first time that we ever met, and nothing ever changed. It still to this day hasn't changed.
He never forgot his origin and where he came from and what makes him who he is, which is an impeccable, talented provider in a technology that was in itself a very unknown piece of therapy that people were being offered to, but more importantly, most were afraid of. And I think he just dismissed a lot of the fears that people had by just making them feel at ease, and as a result of that in itself made the therapy more effective, even though his technical skills were probably the most eloquent asset.
You know, Battle has impressed me as really as a Renaissance man. He's a musician. He was a remarkable doctor. He was really the family doctor for the Stevens family for over 20 years. I mean, after I got out of out of going to see the pediatrician, Battle Haslam was our doctor. And so whether it was a cold, whether it was a skin knee, whether it was swimmer's ear down at the beach, you know, you call Battle Haslam and he would take care of the problem. He had his medical bag that he would bring down to the beach trips that we did every summer, and he was forever fixing skin knees and poison ivy rashes and swimmer's ear and all those kinds of things. And he's continued to provide that kind of advice. I mean, I finally, at about age 38, I finally have a regular internist, and he's great, but when I've got a medical question, Battle Haslam is the first guy that I call.
It is being the first board-certified radiation oncologist in the community. That in itself made him a founder, but what he brought in addition to that would make him even more special.
So certainly in terms of cancer standpoint, he was one of the original cancer doctors here in town. He was clearly the first specialist in radiation oncology, and in addition to some of the early medical oncologists, it was he and they who really established the specialty of oncology in Asheville. And so his contribution to where we are now here in Asheville in terms of cancer care is huge.
When I think of Battle, I'm reminded of a Jewish saying that said, in the beginning there was light, and somehow by accident that light was scattered and countless sparks were created. To me, Battle is that person that can recognize the light in everything and every person. What though he doesn't recognize is his importance as the match to ignite the light, and that's his gift.